It is May 31st, 2018. We're here at 206 East Millan Street in Chula Vista, California, 91910. We're here in the garage. There are 3 bathrooms in the house, and as we look up here, we have our drain and sewer lines all coming from the 2 bathrooms above here, which is the hall bath and the master bath. They are back to back with each other, so they both come down into one pipe and then enter into the garage here. We have the sinks, we have the 2 toilets, and then we have the tubs and shower. So this is all new plastic ABS pipe. Then we have this branch run right here exposed outside. That is the kitchen and laundry that is coming across and tying into here. Now we do have one other bathroom as we pan over through this doorway, through that bedroom, and there's a full bathroom there. We currently have a camera inside that, going through that toilet all the way across into the main sewer, and we'll show that as we enter into the sewer line from this clean out access that we're nearby right here. So again, we've got all new plastic pipes, nothing to worry about this whole part of the system. Now here's our clean out access into this new 3-inch pipe that was installed, and then it immediately turns into the original 4-inch cast iron pipe. You can see right here on the right hand upper side of the screen a little bit of the cast iron kind of flaked or chipped away during the cutting process that they did when they banded onto here. But the pipe is intact in the garage right before the floor level before it goes in, and there's no leakage that we see right now on the system. So that's not really a problem right now, but you can see that the pipe is chiseled away just a little bit there. The pipe is again about to go into the concrete, so if it ever got really bad, you're going to have to do a little bit of demolition work to get some more pipe that's accessible. Now as we go down this vertical pipe here, we immediately go into a turn, of course, to get to a horizontal line. Push our camera through here. Okay, now we're going to back up just slightly. And you can see right here, this is our other camera that we mentioned we have going through the other bathroom. So we were able to push the camera all the way out where that main sewer connects into this one. So we'll show that on the recording after we finish with this part of the system. So this is all original 4-inch cast iron pipe. So this is now headed through the garage towards the front yard. Right here, the cast iron pipe is in good condition, fully serviceable, and hardly any buildup or deposits or scaling occurring on the system. A little bit of deposits on the bottom there. Again, to be expected for this age of cast iron, but nothing severe in any way, shape, or form so far. A little bit of debris hanging down there, but that doesn't look like a root intrusion. That looks like just some debris that got hung up on the line there. It's always possible it's a small, very tiny intrusion, I guess. We will come back. That's right about the 20-foot mark or so. We'll go ahead and mark that on the property just to note it. We'll take a quick photo of that as well. chunk of debris right there. Push by that. Some more little toilet paper, some debris kind of hung up on the line there. Push through that. Okay, here we have a change in direction, and what appears to be, this should be the property line clean out, which is at the beginning of the driveway, right in front of the sidewalk area in the street. So this pipe here is going to make a vertical downturn, and we should be able to access this from the next clean out that again is getting close to the street level. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to leave our camera here and see if we can see this down the next clean out. Okay, so we did walk down, and the clean out that's at the property line right before the sidewalk, that is this T-junction. So that vertical pipe can be accessed from the clean out right in front of the sidewalk. So we're going to now pull our camera back. We're going to mark that spot at the 20-foot mark where we think there may be, could be a small root intrusion, then we'll move to the next clean out. Okay, so we've pulled our camera out and we've located that one little mark where we saw possible one tiny little root dangling in. We can't 100% confirm that. It's at such an odd angle from the top. So right here, you can see as we're getting close to leaving the garage, that line is with the little arrow, that's the path of the sewer pipe. And at 27 inches deep with that circle and the X, that is where that one little piece, which could be one minor little tiny crack or separation in the pipe that's allowing a tiny little root to start growing in there. It's possible. It's just really hard to tell from that little bit of information that we can see on the video. The line continues forward again, as we mentioned, and it heads out here to where the next clean out access point is, where the pipe also made a turn. So this is the box here. We can now go ahead and continue for the rest of the pipe where we stopped at. So we'll go down this clean out here, and as we go down the line, that's where we ended. That was the T-junction that we had stopped at from the horizontal line that we came across. So we're going down this vertical pipe, and then you can see it immediately will make a 90-degree turn again to become horizontal. And then this horizontal pipe that we're now into has transitioned into clay pipe. A little bit of debris there we had to push through. So we're now in 4-inch clay pipe. So we can see at this junction right here, sorry we got that little bit of debris, we're going to throw that down the line. This is the first clay junction, the clay, and we got a little bit of roots intruding around the hub, which is typical, unfortunately, with clay because it's just pushed together. It has a rubber boot that's greased up, and they're pushed in. It's not glued or banded together or leaded like new old cast iron or ABS pipe. So it's very, very small right now, but you can see that build up around the edges there. Here's our next hub. That looks clean. Here's our next hub. That looks nice and clean. That hub looks clean. Clay comes in just 4 feet long sections, so there's a lot of hub connections. Here's another hub. That's nice and clean. That one's clean, no problems. No problems there. A little bit of standing water right here because we've got a little bit of debris you can see in the line, so that's kind of holding and damming up the water there. There's that little mound of debris. I don't know what that's from. If somebody had dumped something down the line, or if somebody had possibly hydrojetted part of the cast iron pipe that's within the foundation wall of the house before or outside here, and these are all the scrapings. But that's what that little mound is there, of some type of debris. I mean, it could just be dirt or mud that somebody dumped down the line for some reason, but some weird buildup there. It's all on the bottom of the pipe. That's definitely not a web of roots on the bottom. You can see there's just some debris there. So we're out of that, and then looks like we're about to make our last turn and dump into the city possibly already here. Yeah, so here's our city line. See the water running through there from all the neighboring houses. So that's the end of this lateral line. So that little bit of debris is not really a concern as of right now. If somebody was concerned, then you would have to have that hydrojetted out. Snaking's not going to remove it. You need a high pressure water blaster to be able to be pushed down the line to push that debris out. And then these very, very tiny, what look like the beginning of some roots intruding on the one hub. Nothing needs to be done on that right now, but we will go ahead and locate that. A foaming chemical treatment can be done by the homeowner. It's about $20 a bottle just, and leave that down the pipe. Do that every 12 months or even every 9 months, and that'll keep anything from growing back in. So we'll go ahead and actually pull back up to this one little area that's got all this buildup, starting right here. We'll go ahead and pause the video and mark this on the street. Okay, so we went ahead and marked the little debris field out in the street, and now we pull back to where this one hub looks like it's got some very small possible roots intruding around the edges of the hub there, especially on the upper right. Some very small. Nothing to be concerned about right now. Shouldn't need any cleaning anytime near in the future, but we do recommend maybe that foaming chemical treatment if that is in fact some roots trying to grow into the system. It's quite possible. There's a couple large trees in the area, and again, clay is very susceptible to that. So it looks like that's right under the middle of the city sidewalk, and we've got that mark. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and pull out our camera. Okay, so we've gone ahead and pulled our camera out, and here again as we leave the clean out, you can see right as the line passes over to the sidewalk area here, here's where we have that one little pocket. You can see the line with the green X and the circle on there. That's where there's one really tiny possible root intrusion. And then out in the street, we'll go ahead and walk over to there just to show this really quick, is where that debris field's at. So again, that's not really a concern that we're worried about, but in case it ever became an issue for some reason or somebody was just wondering, here is where it's at, all the way out into the street. So that's the line, and we marked it with the word debris. So that's that little debris field. So we're going to go ahead now and pause the video and move over to the other downstairs bathroom. Okay, so you're now looking at the other camera that we showed at the very beginning of the video when we passed the first camera through and saw it sitting in the line. So we're going to slowly pull back up. We're literally all the way through the toilet to get into this line. So there is the T branch where this line empties into the main that we just came across. So we're now going to pull back on this. Now this is a small special camera, obviously, to get through the toilet. It's not self-leveling like the first camera. So the bottom of the pipe is not going to be always on the bottom of the screen. It's going to be inverted and moved throughout as we pull back. So coming back across this line here. Looks like the bottom of the pipe is right now on the top of the screen. Ooh, Looks like on the right side of the screen you can see the wall, the pipe is kind of corroded and chipped away there. Kind of a little bit of damage right there possibly. One little tiny little area there. See if we can push back down and look at that again. So right here on the right side of the screen is a really tiny little dime or quarter sized notch in the pipe. Kind of looks like the wall of the pipe's got a little miniature. It just looks like a slightly corroded area. Nothing I'm overly concerned about right now unless we see something else, but it's just a little weird spot. You can see it's black in color, a little debris around there. Hard to say if that's partially cracked or a little miniature break in the line. Let's keep pulling back. So again, this is the line. It's for this downstairs toilet, and it's all running across the garage area. And the pipe looks completely intact still and serviceable, so it might just been a discoloration or just a little tiny flaking of the wall of the pipe. But we'll keep pulling back here, see if we see anything else on the line. You can see our image is kind of rotating as we're pulling back. The bottom is now on the left side of the screen, and it's kind of continually moving on us here. Okay. So we got some buildup and scale and deposit and flaking of the cast iron, as you can see there. But again, nothing right now that's leading us to any bad conclusion or anything like that yet of the system. Still looks okay. You can see that some heavy scale and buildup of deposits again on the cast iron there just due to its age. It's possible that, again, what we saw out in the clay pipe, maybe the other line had this kind of buildup, and again they hydrojetted and cleaned it out. They weren't able to do this section, but it's completely possible that that's what was going on there. So you can see that little debris field we went through is kind of holding up that little bit of pocket or pool of water there. Yeah, the line still looks in good enough condition. So I don't think that one little area, which whether it was a little glitch or just discoloration of a flaking piece of cast iron, but everything else looks good so far on this cast iron pipe, fully serviceable and functional. Oops, looks like got a little debris field there. Looks like that could be some roots intruding in the line there. Yeah, it does look like the cast iron's got some little roots there inside the pipe. So let me go ahead and push back down this again towards that. We're going to turn the shower on. The only other thing that could be is if that is possibly the T-junction where the shower empties into, if that's a big grouping of hair somehow. It's really hard to tell exactly. So we're going to turn the shower water on, see if the water empties in from there. So it looks like water hasn't come into the pipe yet. It's going to be coming from behind the camera. So it doesn't look like we're, yeah, there we go. So it looks like that's not the shower opening, so it does look like that is possibly a root intrusion. So we're going to go ahead and push forward just a little bit to right there. We're going to pause the video and locate this. Okay, we've located and marked this area with some more green chalk. It's 19 inches deep, and it's right at the doorway where you leave the garage and then go to head up the stairs. The line is coming back towards the bathroom, and as it's coming back through that angle it's actually passing underneath the closet where the HVAC system is, and then that HVAC system shares the back wall with the shower stall. So when we pull our camera out, we'll show that. So it does look like that cast iron pipe has got a root intrusion there. So that means that it is unfortunately cracking and failing, and it's allowing the roots to grow in. So you can see some more little black roots there, all lining the wall of the pipe there. So it's possible that that other area we noted earlier on when we were pulling this camera back, that one little black spot, was also another crack or failure point in the cast iron pipe as well there. So coming back through the cast here. See some little black lines right there, that may be some more roots possibly. Yeah, looks like we've got some more roots in the system there, lining the walls. So some very small, fine roots. You can see there wasn't much there, but unfortunately what's going on is they're growing, there's a little bit growing on the top, and then they're going down and feeding off the water on the bottom of the line there. So it looks like this line unfortunately is failing here on this underground passageway and pathway from this bathroom to where it goes across and ties into the other part of the main. So coming back out here, getting pretty close probably to where we're going to have our tie-in for the shower. Ooh, I don't know if we actually just passed the T-junction there. Kind of hard to see sometimes with the discoloration if that's an opening. We're going to run some water and see if that's an opening right there on the system. Sometimes because they're laying on the side and the top wall, it's kind of hard to differentiate. Yeah, there we go. So that's actually the bottom of the pipe. And so that is where the shower comes in. We thought that was the T-junction, and that is in fact. So that's where the shower drain is emptying into the system. So we're only a few more feet back. You can see some more little black lines of roots right there. You can see that. So see all those little tiny roots lining. So unfortunately this 4-inch cast iron pipe here is failed. The roots are very small and fine. They're not going to hamper or cause stoppages right now, but them being in the cast iron pipe along several areas means that unfortunately the cast iron pipe is cracked and broken, and it's going to continue to get worse over time. Maybe not with heavier roots, but if the line has to be snaked or cleaned out, a lot of pieces could just start crumbling and flaking in, like we had that one little mound. So looks like that's going to be our hub connection right here. I'm going to run some water through the sink. We may pass that T-junction already. Yeah, we can see the water. We push forward again. There's the T-junction dumping in from the lavatory sink right there. And now we're going to be coming back up here. And this is coming back up. And now we're going to be coming up through the toilet bowl here. We're going to wipe off our camera lens here. So here, we're in this bathroom here. Here's the shower stall. So we're going to go ahead and kind of move this camera over to show what we just noted. So again, here's the bathroom. The line heads out through there, and as we come across, we're going to have to, goes into the garage here. We apologize, we have to grab our camera wheel and then remove this. Okay, so the line is headed over and comes into the garage, and here is again the stairway. So we're in the garage. So the line here comes through from the bathroom. Behind this door is the HVAC system, and you can see here, here's our line on the floor. That is the pathway of the sewer line, and again, it's running over. You can see our other camera equipment where we were just at the other clean out for that vertical line coming down the wall. That's where it connects into underground. So that was that one heavier root intrusion of the first, and then we have more roots as you go back towards the bathroom at 19 inches deep. So it does look like this line is cracking and failing, unfortunately. So that concludes this portion. We're going to go ahead and see if we can push through the kitchen line, drain line real quick. Okay, we moved over to the clean out that they have for the kitchen. The kitchen drain line inside the wall and across here is actually DWV copper pipe. They do use copper pipe for drain lines. So we're going to see how well this is open. If there's any buildup or corrosion on this. Sometimes the acidic foods that go down a kitchen line do sometimes corrode out the copper. Here's our T-junction. That should be picking up the laundry. And as we run across here, it looks like the line's in good condition. And that's our plastic ABS pipe, and here's our plastic ABS junction where it dumps into the 3-inch main in the garage. So there's absolutely no problems with the kitchen or laundry line. Those are all in good condition, completely open with no buildup of debris or corrosion. So that concludes the recording for this property.